performance was getting better. This performance was getting better. A priest, come outside. We want to talk. We want to fucking talk. It's the priest terrorizing my motherfucking uterus. My motherfucking uterus. Thank God for abortion. 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 Thank God for...
All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Quadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which taught us the truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom. All right. So you saw the video. You saw a so-called black woman on the microphone, right, blabbing her big fat mouth, and then you got the so-called white woman behind her giving her inspiration, which she was singing that horrible song, Thank God for Abortions. All right. And this is the time we're in, where they think it's a good thing to do evil. Woe unto them. It says in Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 25, verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All right? Why? Because the women kill their own children. All right? Most, all right, fathers want to take care of their children. Most fathers aren't even allowed to actually raise their children. All right? Because you got the government and you got the woman. All right? Which they want to raise the children incorrectly and raise them to be faggots, raise them to be whores. And that's why our people are the way they are. Because of the wicked. Let me get that. In Isaiah 3. Verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. Alright, this represents the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which been scattered throughout the world in slavery. Because their tongue, what did that woman say? She was agreeing to abortion being good. And their doings, what are they fighting for? For the right to commit abortions? Why do they want abortions? Because they're whores. And their tongues and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his glory. Alright? It says in verse 11, woe unto the wicked, the so-called white man. He's going to be destroyed. His kingdom is going to be destroyed. It shall be ill with him. It's going to be a horrific time for the so-called white man, so-called white woman, and the so-called white child, which their biblical name is Edom. That is their nation. And they are actually red. They are the red devil the Bible speaks of. As for my people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, children are their oppressors. You got these retards over us, like fucking Biden. Alright? And women rule over them. Alright? Women are set up over the man. Alright? Remember what kind of howl all these men got that were part of January 6th when they went into the government buildings. Right? They got men in prison today for that. But these women that desire, you know, in their bloodlust to destroy their own children, you know, there's no consequences for them. There's no consequence for being a whore, spreading disease, raising bastard children for the society to pay for. Raising monsters that are gonna fucking kill, steal, and end up fucking just taking up money and time and space in fucking prison cells. Alright? So the Lord is gonna kill the wicked and these wicked women. Alright? Because when you go on into Isaiah 3, all right, it's talking about Israel as a whole, but also the women, all right? Because Israel could be seen as a woman, as a delicate woman, as a whole nation, as well as this is talking about the women of our nation. It says in verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink. Which you know these women stink. I smell them every day in the store. They walk by me and they smell like fucking perfume on top of BO. You know, you take their panties off and they got a fucking crusty dong. Alright, their pussy smells like death. It says, and instead of a girdle, a rent. They're full of fucking stretch marks. They're obese. Alright. It says, and instead of wild set hair, baldness, which we know the so-called black woman is fucking bald, right? That's a curse upon her. And the northern kingdom ain't far behind from that. It says, and instead of stomacher, of girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, right? They're just completely a piece of shit. Thy men shall fall by the sword, which their men are going to die in war, whether it be in the streets of America or on the other side of the world. And thy mighty in the war, and her gates, her leadership, shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. And like I said, this is dealing with the entire nation of Israel as well as an individual Israelite woman. All right? And the leadership of Israel is mourning right now. We're on the highways and the byways prophesying and sighing and crying. All right? And we're telling our people to repent, for judgment is coming through. And it starts with Jacob, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian. All right, it already began, but it's going to increase, which is known as Jacob's trouble. All right. So Jeremiah 30 speaks of Jacob's trouble. And it says in Jeremiah 30, verse 7, Allah's, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which been scattered throughout the world in slavery. You're in trouble. The so-called white man and the other nations are confederate against thee, and their plans are to pretty much exterminate you. It says, but he, the righteous, shall be saved out of it. Let me go back to Isaiah 3. Alright? It says in verse 10, say ye to the righteous, which are the ones doing the will of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings, which we shall receive, we shall receive salvation. Alright, while 2/3 of our nation here in America are going to get condemnation, which they're going to receive the MOTB in the act of worshiping the beast, this new world order, and they're going to die in the act of a heathen, which, taking that MOTB, the implantable microchip for buying and selling, is an abomination. Alright, which these people are going to do it so they could have abortions, so that they could buy, sell, so on. Alright? But the elect shall be saved out of it. Why? Because we've been called, and at the end of the day, we're chosen by Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Basham Ha, Rakah Kudash, and these wicked Israelites were chosen to be destroyed. Alright? And that's what's going to happen at the end of the day. But some women will be saved, alright? I'm not saying every so-called black or Latino woman or so-called Native American Indian woman is going to perish, all right, because the Israelites are a nation, and we need women, all right, to bring back our children through reincarnation, through procreation, all right. But the thing is, there's an ordained number of women that's going to be gathered for the elect men out of our nation, the Israelites. We're going to have heathen women that are concubines when we go into our godlike status on this earth in the kingdom of heaven. But this is pertaining to our women. All right, let me go to 1 Timothy 2. All right, like a big fat mouth, disobedient, disrespectful, fucking worthless piece of shit, they're not going to be saved. All right, it's going to be the women that could adapt. It says in verse 11 of 1 Timothy 2, let the woman learn in silence. All right, so the woman is to be silent, a quiet woman, with all subjection. Subjection is being under the rule of your husband. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. Which is what? Marriage. Sex is marriage. If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Alright? Because there ain't going to be no whores amongst the nation of Israel. It says 1 Leviticus 21 verse 7, and this talking about the priests. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman, put her away from her husband, for he is holy unto his power. Neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, divorced, for he is holy unto his power. So that's talking about the priests, okay, the law with the priests. And then it says in Deuteronomy 23 verse 17, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Which that's what these bastards did. They took our people and destroyed them with the lack of knowledge. Joel 3 tells you right here. In verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is pretty much the land of Israel, and will plead with them there. He's going to kill them. For my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot. So these heathen took our sons and made them faggots and sold a girl for wine and prostituted our daughters that they might drink. See? That's why our people are fucked up. That's why it said in Isaiah 3, woe unto the wicked, for it shall be ill with them. They shall receive the reward of their hands. Why? Because the so-called white man rules the world right now. And what he allows is completely wicked. Alright? That's why our women have more power than the men in this society. Because it is a wicked society. Alright? You got women that enjoy killing their babies on a weekly basis. When, in fact, that woman should be put to death. Alright? Now, I believe the point's been made, you know. Woe unto them that are wicked and that do wickedly. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Kudash, double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which taught us the truth of Shalom to the elect. May you endure to the end, and a blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I was going to put this in the video, but it just came to me now through the Spirit. And, you know, they just did Mother's Day, which we don't celebrate these things, right? We don't worship a woman, all right? But they celebrate women. They say Happy Mother's Day. And you got these women that got fucking multiple abortions under their belts. And just because they kept one child and fucking raised it to be a faggot or a monster or whatever the fuck, a whore, all right, these women do not deserve to be celebrated. All right, their value, all right, is in their purpose. And a woman's purpose is to comfort her husband. If she ain't got one husband, the man that took her virginity, and she ain't serving him properly, she ain't shit. She's gonna die a horrible death. And you know what? I forgot. I was getting that Isaiah 4. Salakia. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So these women are going to humble down that are going to be saved of our nation. They're going to say, hey, I'll cook for you. I'll wear a dress for you. I'll serve you. I'll give you the box joyfully. In that day shall the branch, the men of the Lord, be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. All right, them that are escaped of Israel. When the Lord shall have, verse 4, for when the Lord have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion. Right now, the daughters of Zion are filthy. The men, the women. And shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. All right? And that's why we are lamenting on the highways and the byways. All right? Because we're in that spirit of judgment. We're crying to our people, telling them the judgment that's to come forth. All right? And telling them to repent so that they might be saved. And if they don't, if they're not ordained to be saved, they're going to remain in their wicked ways, and they're going to feel that spirit of burning, which is nuclear destruction. America is going to get hit by 200 million nukes, according to biblical prophecy. All right, Russia and NATO is going to shoot nuclear missiles upon Babylon, which is America. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Shalom.